Right, now we move to health and public protection and air quality. Councillor Cartwright to introduce that, and Councillor Mrs. Trott to come and join us again.
Thank you very much, Leader. So this report has a dual purpose. First, to provide a progress update on the continuing works to meet the requirements of the Compliance Directive issued to the Council on the 27th of July 2017, and secondly, to obtain authority from the Executive to undertake a public consultation on measures being considered for submission as part of the outlined business case. If this is approved, the measures will be presented as part of the final plans to be submitted before the end of the year. Also, the results of the consultation will be brought back to the Executive with the outlined business case in a special Executive meeting to be held on the 15th of October. Just to remind us, last year we were one of the 23 local authorities across the country who were identified as having areas likely to exceed guideline levels of nitrogen dioxide. The area at risk was the stretch of road from the Dalmy roundabout through the Eastern and Western Way and onto the A27 by Fareham train station, and includes the A32 from Market Quay. The predictions indicate a small exceedance level of 0.9 micrograms per cubic metre above the 40 limit. Also, when you look at where these areas are, it's two very small areas around the Market Quay area. It should also be remembered that these predictions were a result of a computer modelling exercise and not by practical measurement. There are many sources of nitrogen dioxide, however the principal cause, there we go, nationally is vehicle exhaust emissions. Since 1992, new engines have had to meet Euro standards on emissions. The latest standard, Euro 6 diesel engines, and the improvement between Euro 5 to Euro 6 is vast. The Euro 5 standard was introduced in September 2015. Diesel prior to this date are the worst polluters of nitrogen dioxide. Paragraph 9 is interesting in the report in that early indications show there is not likely to be any exceedance of EU limits from 2021 forward within the study area. It does, however, show that there will be a small exceedance of 40 during the year 2020. This exceedance is estimated once again to be 0.9 above the level. Also, it's generally accepted that in time, improvements in engine technology will see the fleet locally coming into compliance. Also, when we now move on to the consultation exercise, we have to show benchmark options on the 4 types of cleaning air zone. JACU, that's the governing body, are insisting that the benchmarked option for Fareham is to be a clean air zone A. This is a type which affects the least amount of vehicles, i.e. buses, coaches, taxis, private hire vehicles, but is of course highly unlikely that in the absence of any other measures, a clean air zone could not be put in place before the end of 2019. With this, we would also need to consider a major employer of coaches in Fareham who will be adversely affected by these measures. In the report, Appendix A shows the study areas, B, the fleet composition, C, the list of measures, and D shows the project timeline. On Appendix C, we see the 11 list of measures to improve air quality, and probably item 1, tackling bus, coach and taxi emissions at Sword, being the most important. And I'll just draw your attention to the 11 measures there. It's also interesting to note that we received an email from Tim Pratt, who is the chairman of the Fareham and Gosport Friends of Earth, sharing the results of a report they have carried out, which is hoped will provide useful information to the Executive, which will all pass to officers as part of the consultation exercise. Finally, the Executive has been asked to approve the proposed consultation on the measures detailed in Appendix C. Happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Councillor Cartwright. Councillor Mrs. Trott.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Thank you. Once again, thank you. Another issue dear to my heart, and it was good of Councillor Cartwright to refer to the very large firm which Fareham has, the 5th largest in the country, that has its base within Fareham East. And I was very concerned about this, and I spent considerable time with our environmental health person this morning, and he was very, very helpful. I'm pleased to say that Fareham is working with them, so that's very good. I think this is excellent. I would like, I'm going to take you up to page 38, paragraph 9. Right. this about the electric vehicle charging points. I know these are really useful. We have two already near the car park. There are more and more people getting electric vehicles. Some of you may know that my husband has an electric vehicle and we have our own charging point on our house. When we went to Cambridge a couple of weeks ago, it was interesting to see that the volume house builders there were implementing charging places within their new houses, because they've got lots of new houses being built, not as big as Wellborn, but the whole area around there. And what I was hoping that where it says Hampshire County Council would investigate and establish the best strategic locations to support electric vehicle take-up in Fareham and Gosport, that's a good idea, but could we specify putting charging points in new housing developments? I know it's difficult now because a lot of them have already gone through, but I'm particularly thinking about places like Porchester, which has there are applications in there, and they do have problems with the vehicles on the approach to the Delmead roundabout. I am being opportunistic asking about this for the housing, but it's a bee I've got in my bonnet, as I think members are very well aware. Thank you very much. I think this is an excellent idea.
Yes, I think with regard to that, it is important, but of course Hampshire County Council are part of the committee that actually sits on this particular item, so they're well aware of our aspirations and what we're expecting of them as well, so we can make certain, whether we can make it work or not, I don't know, but obviously the government spent a lot of money on actually what we've produced to date. It's been hard work trying to get the money out of them, I would suggest, but equally there's still a lot of money to come for the future for these particular air quality situations, because obviously ultimately the government could be the ones in court, which could bounce on all of us at the end of the day.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Mr. Trott. Right. So over to members to comment now then, and I'll start that off. It's a strange situation that obviously the government is being held to account for this by European courts, and it is all based on computer modelling, which seems to bear little relation to some of the reality, because of course we don't just use computers here, we use proper air quality monitors in different parts of the borough, which don't necessarily accord with what the computer says, and it is what the computer says seems to be more important than what the air quality monitors say. And it's also interesting to note that the air quality in Fareham, even in those areas which this particular computer is saying will be a theoretical issue, everything will be all right by 2021, which is a rather strange system, because the government's got to make sure it's right by 2020, and there's the challenge. And of course even the theoretical level is 0.9 of a microgram per cubic metre above the 40, which is the target. So we therefore, that's why, for example, the lead into the charging zone, the air quality zone, that wouldn't be available to 2020. I know that's one of the questions Friends of the Earth have asked. Why does that take so long to do? Because we know that would sort it, but as Ian Luckett has written to me, and I'm sure will say to me when we meet shortly, to charge one of Luckett's coaches £100 to come to the depot and £100 to leave the depot, we're not going to have, so the 5th largest coach firm in the country is not going to be there anymore for very much longer, so clearly that isn't the way forward either. Personally, I think that the quickest fix possible would be taking the money which is on offer, there'll be significant sums on offer, and ploughing it all into bus subsidy for a couple of years. Make sure that Fareham's got the cleanest, newest, most frequent, cheapest bus fleet running regularly around the borough, and I think then that would be a genuine enticement, much as Eclipse has been, to people to leave their cars behind and actually use the buses. But that's what I've got anyway to the director at Hampshire of economy, transport and environment, so the county is looking at that at the moment as a possible solution. Is a very significant bus subsidy, but of course it would only be for Fareham. Anyway, other comments? Anybody?